Hello everyone, it's Dr. Stock. Remember, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Today I want to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum and talk about the situation of dominance that we have between the two of them. And I've mentioned before, and I know that other channels and other news sources have reported the idea of Bitcoin as sort of like a store of value. However, Ethereum being that general purpose blockchain, being where we really see sort of the business, especially decentralized finance, is one of those huge places that we have going through Ethereum. Where business would actually find that high transaction volume, especially move on to Ethereum 2.0 with the beacon chain and proof of stake, and also sharding as that gets introduced over the next few years, we should really see a lot of improvements. And we've been hearing about the shift in dominance, and so I found a site that goes through just some different metrics and it provides some different graphs, and I want to share that, guys, with you today. All right, so let's get ready to rock. Welcome back. For those of you who are interested, down in the description is a link to my Patreon. You can go over there, sign up. You'll get access to my growth portfolio, my dividend portfolio, my weekly newsletter with my weekly watch list of stocks, also private access to my Discord that's over there as well. And I've also recently started live streaming to YouTube. I'm also going to separate that into a live stream specifically for my Patreons, and then after that doing like stock market open with all of YouTube, in which case you're able to come in and check that out. I'm really looking forward to it. I've done it a couple times, just sort of trying it out, and I've increased the amount of equipment that I have to make it better, a better experience for not only me on my end, but also putting out in a better format to you guys. So I'm really excited about that. Come and check it out. Let's move on. Down in the description also is a link to WEBULL. You can sign up, deposit $100 using that referral link that's down to that description. You'll get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. I get 2 free stocks for the referral, so thank you ahead of time for that. I want to get on to the cryptos though, so subscribe if you like what you hear, and hit the like button to help it with the algorithms, share it with your friends, and hit that notification bell so that way anytime these videos will come out that you can see them. Let's move on to the cryptos. All right, so where we're at right now is called Bit Info Charts, and I have a Bitcoin next to Ethereum, and so you can see the total number of Bitcoin that are out there. So we're pushing on to that 19 million mark. That means that there's just a little over 2 million to go until we get to that cap. Ethereum currently has no cap, and right now with the version of Ethereum that we have, this number could keep on going. However, as we move into Ethereum 2.0 and we get the base fee burn, that will slow down the growth that we have. Also, I believe that the rewards, which currently are about 4% per year, so increasing the number of Ethereum that we get that way, it drops significantly. So we get less Ethereum rewarded for the staking of the crypto through the proof of stake system that they're switching to. But then we also have that base fee burn, and it is possible at some point in time that we could see it become deflationary, decreasing the supply, increasing the demand, and increasing the price. And that is the reason for some of the bullish cases that we hear, especially because Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to be released, fully rolled out, I should say. It's not just one big release, but fully rolled out, rolled out over time over the next few years. Certainly by, I think, 2023 or 2024, we should be fully switched over to the beacon chain proof of stake. We should see sharding out there. It's just going to be, I think it's going to be great. So let me get to these numbers and I'll share it with you. So right now we can see the price action. Bitcoin around 37,000. Ethereum around $2,500. Not so bad. Market caps, you can see that Bitcoin is still twice over what Ethereum is. The transactions that we see, check that out, only 267,000 for Bitcoin. Now, even though there's fewer, they're much larger transactions, and you'll see that in some of the other numbers. Over 1 million transactions in the last 24 hours for Ethereum. And so you can see, again, a higher transactions per hour. That's to be expected. So when you look at how much was sent in the last 24 hours, we had 21 billion in US denominations sent in the last 24 hours for Bitcoin, and right around between 4 and 5 times less for Ethereum. But Ethereum, I think, is one of those up-and-coming cryptocurrencies that we have that, even though right now it's not the dominating one by market cap or by other metrics that we'll look at, it is one that I think is going to take over time. So when you look at the average transaction value, Bitcoin has a much higher average transaction value, almost 79,000 versus almost 4,000. So smaller transactions, but just a whole lot more of them. This block time, getting into the efficiency and the transactions per second that we see coming out of Ethereum, that makes it more to me, something that's going to make it much more scalable and is going to be much bigger for decentralized finance as we move forward. So moving into this, the difficulty, Bitcoin actually has a lesser difficulty than what Ethereum does. So I believe that this is 21 terahash, and you guys could correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, versus 7.6 petahash that we have right here, and peta is up beyond. It's after tera hash, then it goes petahash, and after that's exahash. And you can actually see that down here in the hash rates that we have, that's 115, almost 116 exahash per second. That's just an unfathomably large number that we have. You guys, I can spell that word better than I can say it, unfathomably. And then when you look at the hash rate that we have on Ethereum, it's much less. That we're only down at almost 600 terahash per second, which is still an amazing amount of power that goes into mining this. And this is actually going to be something that, as we switch over from proof of work as the method for authenticating transactions over to proof of stake, we're going to see the metrics change a little bit, because this mining profitability, it's going to not really work in the same way, because it's not going to be mining that produces, it's going to be staking that produces the profitability for Ethereum as we move forward from here. All right, let me get over to some of the other charts that are here. So this is comparing Bitcoin to Ethereum. And when we look at this, it says number of transactions in the blockchain per day. And look at that crossover that we have. So we had a positive slope for Bitcoin, and then it's more or less gone sideways, and it's even trailed off more recently in 2021 that we see here, whereas Ethereum has been on the rise, a very bullish run that we have in the number of transactions per day for Ethereum. If we go to average block size, this one doesn't show us so much, pretty much that Bitcoin has a larger block size than what Ethereum does, but a smaller blockchain would allow us to have a little bit more efficiency and scalability that we would have because of the data that has to be accessed in the ledger. And proof of stake, along with sharding, is going to be something that really helps out that scalability for Ethereum, whereas Bitcoin still works on proof of work. Number of unique addresses per day. Again, Bitcoin up, and then it dropped, and then it started its climb again, and then it sort of trailed off, whereas Ethereum, when it did start picking up, not too long after its creation, which was back in these earlier days before it really started taking off, we see a pretty much constant slope moving up for Ethereum as we go forward, and it's starting to cross over, it's starting to overtake Bitcoin. Mining difficulty, you can't even see Bitcoin on here with the difficulty compared to what Ethereum has, and Ethereum has a higher difficulty for solving the equations for the hash rate that it has in order to slow down the amount of tokens that are produced. A few other things that I want to look at, when we look at average price per day, this you can see that Bitcoin has really taken off and really hitting several inflection points on the way. Compared to what we see with Ethereum, we just don't see a lot of that action yet. Ethereum still has yet to really take off the ground, and when we get to the base fee burning, and we also get, well, it's not really a cap so much as a slowing down of that supply, we're not going to see as much inflation, and there should be, with more and more users joining Ethereum, more transactions taking place, we should see a higher demand come out, leading to higher prices compared to the US denomination moving forward. Just showing average block times that we see here, and let's change to a different time frame. You can see the average block time, and this is in minutes. It hasn't really changed much for Bitcoin. It's between like 8 and 9 minutes or so, and that does bounce all around. Whereas for Ethereum, 0.22 minutes is like 13 seconds. So it is much faster, and it is something that should get a lot faster for us. Those transactions per second should really fill out those blocks much faster, again, as we move to proof of stake and sharding versus the proof of work. Market caps, you can see Ethereum and Bitcoin pretty much tracking the same. Bitcoin took a huge hit, and Ethereum, relatively so, has taken that. Bitcoin is trailing off, whereas Ethereum, it sort of has an upward movement here. It's still sort of picking up that momentum. It's still too short term to tell where that's really going to go in the future. I think that Ethereum is going to continue to overtake Bitcoin as we go forward. This is an interesting metric when we look at tweets per day. Bitcoin still very, very popular and very much talked about, and Ethereum, by comparison, is still a little bit fringe, so it really hasn't taken on with the common person as we look for Ethereum. So as we start to hear more and more about Ethereum out in the public, out in the general public, when you have people who aren't even into cryptocurrencies, when they come out of the woodwork and really start talking to you about it, I think that we're going to see a lot more users of this and a lot more transactions in this, and I think that is also going to spur the growth onward, especially as we see utility come out of the dApps that are all connected to the Ethereum network. This is number of unique addresses per day for active addresses, and when we look at these, you see right here is about an inflection point that we have for Ethereum. It's really taken off starting in like January of 2020 of last year, and it's really starting to spike, and Bitcoin has had a rise and it's been above it. However, we're now starting to cross over. Even if we go down to these 3 months, you can see how we're starting to battle it out steadily between Ethereum and Bitcoin. So let me summarize. Bitcoin, still top dog for its own part of the crypto marketplace. Ethereum, I think, is going to take over as top dog by market cap, and I think it's going to happen, I'm going to say, within the next 12 months. When we start to switch over to the proof of stake versus proof of working, I think that we're going to get, we'll call it a green surge, because it will be so much cleaner to work with Ethereum and perform those transactions with Ethereum. It's just going to take so much less energy, and it's just, I think it's going to become a lot cleaner, and I think it's going to get a lot of popularity from that. Plus, moving on to a more efficient system, much more scalable, I think is also going to be something that is going to get more businesses' attention, especially as we really start to see those block times come down and the transactions per second come down, and also the layer 2 technologies like Polygon, which is probably my favorite out of layer 2 technologies, that is also improving the scalability through the rollups that they use. We have optimistic rollups to look forward to, by the way, and then also the ZK rollups that go along with it. There's just so many technologies on the horizon, all feeding into Ethereum. I think that it's going to continue its dominance, especially over Bitcoin, and give it, I'd say, these next 12 months, like I said, and I think that that proof of stake, as we see it play out and as that goes public, I think that that's going to be a huge catalyst for Ethereum moving up into the higher price values and also really starting to take over popularity and ultimately taking over that market cap top spot over Bitcoin. So we'll see what plays out from there. I mean, Bitcoin could easily catch wildfire, and it could make me wrong. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, I'm glad I got to talk to you guys about this. I hope that you have a great day. Thanks for sticking around. My Patreon, that link is down in the description. Also, that WEBULL link's down in the description. Sign up, deposit your $100 and get you 2 free stocks. Thank you for all the support that you show. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. And, I hope to see you during my live streams. Come on, and you can ask me about different cryptos. You can ask me about different stocks. We'll take a look. We'll see what we see. We'll talk about them, and hopefully we all learn something from it. Remember, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research and due diligence. Contact a financial advisor before making any financial decisions. I'm Dr. Stock. Thanks for rocking with me. Now go get that money.